YouTube land was good, y'all. Was good. Today we got video number 2 of the year. Um, Today we're gonna be talking about the top 10 anime for, well, not top 10 anime, but my personal opinion on my top three. I mean, not my top three, my top 10 animes that I watched this year, well, this past year, and just talk about it just a little bit, just a little piece. Starting off, I'm gonna go from number 10. Actually, no, we're not even gonna rank them. We're just gonna have ten of them, and we're just gonna talk about them. First one, I'm gonna say Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer had a lot of moments, but the only thing I didn't like about Demon Slayer was the lack of the demons that they fought in the Swordsmith Village. Like, they were unique, but they didn't have they didn't. It was something missing with them. That's all I can say for it. But then you got the moments where Tanjiro basically had to see Nezuko risk her life for him, even though the sun was coming up, just for him to kill the demon. Um, we got to see backstories for a lot of characters. We got a insight on how Nichiren swords are made, and we also got to see Muzan actually get excited about something with him wanting to go after Nezuko, seeing that she's able to walk in the sunlight and she's able to talk too. Um, Next up, My Hero Academia. Uh, Still, My Hero is still one of my favorite animes of all time. Considering how far they've came in 6 seasons, season 7 coming soon too. But specifically, season 6, we got to see the war arc. We got to see Shigaraki get awakened. We got to see how All for One had a control over the whole situation that was going on, even though he was locked up. We even saw him get broken out, and we got to see the mental warfare with Deku and Shigaraki being with the vestiges and the past wielders of One for All, and then also having All for One there as the one who started it all. Then we got to see Deku use all of the quirks, I believe, that was in All for One for All, and seeing him utilize them in different ways. And then seeing him go off on his own, considering that the villains wanted him. Well, not the villains, but All for One wanted him. So him going off by himself, basically, and I see why going off on his own was a safe bet, but then also you got to look at it. You were worrying about protecting everybody else, but you wasn't trying to protect yourself, and that's what his classmates basically was trying to tell him, like, you trying to protect us, but who gonna protect you at the end of the day? Because Endeavor can't do it by himself, and All Might is retired. He can't do much either. So seeing that, it really showed. And then we also got to see how Deku's mom fared and all of it, and seeing how she basically acted on why he was doing what he was doing. Um, we got to see Toya, or Dabi, expose Endeavor and put out the family business on what happened to him those years ago, and show the world basically what happened when his father, the number one hero, overworked his kid, and what it made him do. Coming up next, I'm gonna give to that back there, JJK. Um, the Shibuya arc. Well, hold on, we gotta take it from the top of season two. The top of season two starts off with a backstory about Gojo, Gato, and how it was for them in school, and obviously they were both two of the strongest jujutsu sorcerers while they were still in school. And then we got to see how both of their ideologies, I guess you could call them, how basically both of them like differed. Gato basically wanted to change the world in terms of either getting rid of all the humans or having all the humans use cursed technique or use cursed energy. And we got to see we got to see a lot of good fights. We saw Yuji versus Toad versus Chozo. We saw um we saw what's her name? We saw the Mahito Kugisaki fight. We saw Toto and Yuji fight Mahito. Yuji and Mahito fight multiple times. We saw Megami and Toji fight. We saw Toji fight um Toji fought the squid curse. I can't remember his name. Um we saw Toji fight Gojo. We saw Toji fight Gato also. Um we saw Maharaga and Sukuna fight. We saw Jogo and Sukuna fight. Those fights were good. Um my favorite fight from that will probably be the Maharaga fight. Or no, I take that back. The last Yuji and Mahito fight that was actually a good fight too. Um, Coming in next would be Attack on Titan. I cannot just not keep talking about how good Attack on Titan was from start to finish. Um, I'm all for how Aaron went about things, but it really showed him as a character, like who he was. Showed that he wanted to be. He made himself the bad guy so his friends could be the good guys that stopped him. Um, he even told Armin that he couldn't stop the rumbling from happening, and that he couldn't just not stop it because of how his mind was, and that it was already set in stone that he was going to trample 80% of the population. Now, moving on to that was what 4. We're gonna move on to this one. Ain't as popular as the other ones I just named, but Reign of the Seven Spellblades. Now, this show, I just caught myself watching out of the blue one day, and since the first episode, I can say I kind of got interested in what was going on, and just kept on watching to see what would happen. I can say this: the main character is a dog. He's a dog, and it's a point in the story where we see that dog come out of him. Um, it's not too much to say about Reign of the Seven Spellblades, considering only one season that came out for it, so it's not really that much to talk about. But them going to class, training, and stuff like that, having certain fights. Another show that's kind of that's remotely close to that would be um the Ice Blade Sorcerer. I can't remember. I don't remember if that's the name of it or if that's just what they called the main character at the time. But basically, there were there were different sorcerers that had different powers. The Ice Blade Sorcerer was the strongest, who helped stop the war, and he finally got to live a normal life as a kid, even though he had fought in the war and stuff. So a lot of things he had to keep private to himself, and a lot of things he had to like shelter from his friends. And it finally came out when once one fight kind of put it out there for everybody to see. Um, I recommend that one too. Um, Another show would be Hell's Paradise. Now, Hell's Paradise I have not finished, but so far this show is real good. But it takes its time getting into things, considering how the main character acts in a way, especially in the first episode when it showed that he did not want to die because of his wife. Even though he acted cold and even though he acted, like he just didn't care, but he really did. Why? And that's kind of why he kept stopping them from killing him. In each type of, what should I say? In each type of execution he had, because he had many different executions that went through, but he couldn't die from. So seeing that just shows how resilient he was for how he was for his wife, and showing that she even saw that even though he was an assassin type of guy, he still had some type of heart, even though that's how he grew up and that's how he was programmed. um Moving on. This one is this one really didn't come out. This one didn't come out this year, but I'm gonna throw it in, which is Miss. Wait, hold on. Oh, my love story with Yamada Kun at level 999. This one was just a pickup anime that I picked up on because a lot of the shows that I was watching was on was postponed for a little bit, so it was just one of them ones that I picked up on and watched for the time being. Now, don't get me wrong, this show did get me through that point in time where everything was just on hold and stuff like that. Considering they have they have a lot of hiatuses going on in shows, a lot of people, a lot of strikes happen. So this was one that was just out and I watched. Um, I enjoyed the I enjoyed the character development in this one, considering showing how one character was nonchalant and didn't, really didn't care about nothing but playing the game, and seeing how fast not how fast, but how his development went from that to actually acknowledging people's feelings and acknowledging their demeanor and stuff like that. Uh, and basically seeing how he was able to fit into everyone's circle. Well, not everyone's circle, but fit into a circle that was remotely outgoing, I guess. Um, I'm gonna throw in Zom 100. Can't forget that Zom 100. was a good show. I haven't finished the last three that got released on Christmas, but so far it is good. I like how even though in the apocalypse, he's still finding a way to live his life in a kind of sense. He's you know doing things to I want to say doing things to he's basically doing things to pass the time. That's kind of what I get from it. Other than that, I can't really say too much. I will if I do when I do watch the other three episodes. I will probably give y'all a end of the season end of the season update. But so far, it's it's good. We are at oh the Dreaming Boy is a realist. Now this show I watched. I actually got I actually watched this one because it kind of showed me. It really gave me a sign to watch this one because I saw it on TikTok a couple times on my following and on my for you page, and then I went on Instagram and it also was on Instagram too a couple times. So it kind of like gave me a sign like, hey, just watch this one. It might be good. So I watched it and watching this, it really showed the main character. He was obsessed over this girl and she really just didn't like him and stuff. Well, yeah, she didn't like him and he was being annoying to her. That's how she felt. So one day he was like, you know what? We're gonna leave her alone. Just let it be. I keep asking out. She keeps saying no. Whatever. We're gonna move on and just let it be. I'm gonna give her space and we're gonna keep it pushing. She realized that and it kinda hurt her. And then towards the end of the season, you can see how it affected her and see how her change in the change in her character starts to happen. Uh, I definitely think it should have a second season so we can see how they develop further. Um, we move on. We got what else can we put up here? Oh, I watched I watched Howl's Moving Castle, that movie, which was actually not a bad. I actually enjoyed that a lot, and it's not much I can say on that one either. It's just one of those. If you watch it, then you kind of understand because it was a lot. It was a lot going on in that movie. I got lost here and there, but definitely I do recommend to go watch that movie. It's actually good. So if you don't get it the first time, then definitely watch it a second time. Cause I will be watching it a second time. In other words, though, I think that wraps up. We have Demon Slayer, JJK, Attack on Titan, My Hero, Dreaming Boy is a Realist, Yamada, Seven Spell Blades, Ice Blade Sorcerer, Howl's Moving Castle, Zom 100. Yeah, I feel like we had another one in there too. Um, maybe we did. No, I don't think we did. If we did, then oh, let me throw in an honorable mention. Honorable mention would be Temple. That one is a good one too. In terms of funny moments, that one is definitely a good one to watch. If you want if you all for laughing and stuff. But other than that, that's all 10 and on top of the extra one I gave y'all. So I'm gonna peace out with this video and I will see y'all tomorrow for another video. Peace.